I'm just reading them. Real country, dark the street. Hog the road, swamp the beat. Yeah, dude. I'm in. Like a hard-earned day, shout it.
Well, so far the stream speed is better. I'm still getting some crackles.
Are we streaming now?
I just started the stream, yeah.
Yeah, we just started getting this crackles, too. Weird. I think that's a big quinky dink.
One thing I did differently is I changed the audio streaming hertz. So I increased that from 44 to 48. Fucking
God
OBS.
damn, I am a fucking Greek god of fatness.
Well, Tommy, what's going on?
I'm watching myself. It's hypnotic. I like how there's nothing here. That's so good. I want nothing to be anywhere around here, you know what I mean?
Are you looking at the stream right now?
Yeah, I'm watching the stream.
At least we know it's working.
Right, it's good. It's me by myself and you. I'm going to like this stream, except I'm not even signed into Google, so fuck it. Let's run this fucking speed test.
Why gonna run a speed test now while I'm doing this?
So that while I'm downloading it, I can see what my download is. Has it changed meaningfully?
Well, that's great. No, just ruin the stream. That's cool.
It's okay.
With your speed test.
It's okay. I don't ruin anything. I make things better by breaking them.
Well, what's the speed test got to say?
It's not done yet.
The cracklies went away.
Cracklies did go away.
I wonder if it had to kind of buffer itself for a little bit.
Oh, we're up. Well, yeah, we're good. We got a high ping, though. But, yeah, we're good. If up 185 ping, though. That's okay. That just means we got slowness. More delay. I'm not doing anything that is rushed. So how you been, man? I missed last week.
Well, I've been. Last week's podcast went cool. The Demo Lake kids were very cool, very nice, very smart boys, hardworking dudes.
I watched that. It was very informative. It made me think that maybe a ginger kid has a soul.
Well, I don't know about that, but he's got some brains.
Yeah. No, just brains, no soul.
Well, maybe. What is a soul, Tommy?
I don't know.
Poignant.
I work off the concept that somebody else has figured this shit out before I got here, and I just leech off it.
So what's going on, Tommy? What are we going to talk about? Are we talking sports now because the Cubs just started? Are we going to talk about politics again because that shit's going on?
I don't know enough about black bears, and I feel like a black bear is something we should be. I'm not really into any form of baseball in any way, shape, or form. But a black bear would be like a South Sider who is also into the Cubs. I think that's what I'm looking at.
A Southsider that's also into the Cubs?
And it would be a good name for a podcast, Southside, like Black Bear Conclave or something of that nature to connect. Because also you have the word black in there for Blackhawks. Bears are forms of Cubs. Bears, obviously, are the Bears. The Bulls, but I don't like basketball anyway, so I don't give a fuck. And I don't know anything about the Fire, so...
Yeah, it's tough trying to tie them all in at the same shit.
I think black bears are the most inclusive construction that I can think of.
And why do you want to come up with this name?
Well, we need something to call this shit. I mean, seriously, it's just 2 or 3 drunks talking about nonsense and degenerates.
So, are you saying you want to come up with a name for the podcast? Like, what is the name for? Is that for like a segment, or
at least a segment, if not the entire podcast? Rebranding this podcast into something more constructed, like, and branded to begin with. Like, you got preteens 1 week, you got degenerates the next week. You possibly have a person who just got out of jail coming over here today.
Yeah, let's see what he's up to.
I'm just saying, like, we need some consistency in this fucking thing.
He's trying to come by.
Trying to what?
Trying to come by.
How does he try?
I don't know, man. You know, messaging him is so
Where is
stupid.
he? Just ask him, where the fuck are you? We'll come get you.
I don't want to go get his ass and take him home. Are you out of your fucking
I didn't know
mind?
I didn't say you were going to do it. I just say get the information, give it to Davy Jones, and it's okay.
But I don't know if Dave even likes Lou.
You don't tell Davy he's going to go pick up Lou. You tell Davy he's got to go there for Tracy.
That's even worse. You would tell Davy that Tracy is at Lou's house.
Listen.
He's going to go over there and...
These degenerates are going to cost you money one way or another. You either take advantage of them when you have the opportunity to take advantage of them and have benefits when you can get benefits, or you'll just get the costs either way.
Well... He hasn't responded back.
That's a great rebuttal, by the way.
Well, what is there to say, man?
Nothing. You're supposed to just say, okay.
Okay. So we can't sit here and just watch people see us think while we're coming up with a name for some shit.
Anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Well,
you want to start dancing?
No.
With that one girl? Want to start giving advice on dating profiles? Have you ever done a dating profile?
Well, I mean, I've dated people from the internet. Is that what you mean?
Did you have a profile on an internet site?
Well, yeah. If you want to online date, you got to make a profile.
Yeah, I don't want an online date, so I don't know. You tell me. How was that profile? Let's get Miner's profile up.
Well, I don't have a profile up.
Did you save the file before you sent it up?
It ain't a fucking resume. It's a god. I don't know. I used maybe 1 or 2 sites a long time ago.
Yeah, which ones were those?
I don't know. I think I used Plenty of Fish, and I might have used something else. I got some pussy.
Yeah, how was that?
Well, there was the one chick that had half an arm.
Wait, whoa! There was a chick with half an arm. And then
there was the other chick with half a face.
What do you mean?
I feel bad talking about it because I don't want to sound shallow, but that was a weird thing. She hid it from me from the first date.
How do you hide half an face?
Well, the other half was just ugly as sin. We're talking about 2 different people now. The one chick just had a mug, and she was taking me to like Chinese buffets in Lake Station. I'm like, I don't want to eat this shit. And she's like, oh, it's so good. I'm like, well, you're probably used to eating cereal out of a fucking box with your hand. I'm sure anything is good compared to that.
What? What the fuck?
Just don't date people online.
So there was a chick with half of arm. What part of the arm was half?
Well, imagine if your whole arm was twice as small as it would normally be.
Like I had all my.
It wasn't like it was like chopped in half.
How my fingers? It was just thinner.
Like the whole thing was small, like
a baby's.
It was
hand?
a deformity, yeah.
Like a baby arm, but my right arm was this size. My left arm was like baby arm.
Yeah, I don't like talking about it. She was cool. I mean, like I said, I'm trying not to be shallow. We went out for a little bit, gave it a shot. Ultimately, she wasn't my kind of chick. Not because she had an arm that was disformed and disfigured. I mean, I wasn't excited about the arm.
Did she jerk you off with the tiny arm?
No, I actually didn't even think about that.
I did. It took me 5, not even 10 seconds.
I don't know,
was
that
the
it
first
weirded
thing
me
I
out.
thought.
Like, if both arms were small, I probably would have been fine with it, but, you know, when it comes to fucking, I'm kind of a degenerate, but it's something that just didn't cross my mind, actually. Well, I guess I better go back in the machine and right those wrongs. So if you're still out there, I don't remember your name, I'm sorry.
Wow.
But, I mean, if you want to use that hand and grab a hold, and we'll see what happens.
You want to jerk a dude off with a baby hand. I mean, let's be real. You can do that any day of the week.
You know, Pete Davidson, that comedian, just put out a new special. You know, he's the guy from SNL. He dated Ariana Grande.
How does that work?
You just
look at this Pete Davidson person.
Well, just go look him up.
I'm doing it.
His stand-up special was pretty good. Most of it, though, was him just telling stories about things that had happened. Like, he could have just done this on Instagram. There were some chuckles here and there. He does a pretty good performance. It wasn't amazing or anything. It was okay.
That dude is not fucking anything. Well, I guess he's in good shape.
Well, he was dating Ariana Grande for a while.
That's what they tell you, but that doesn't mean it's true.
Where I'm going at with this is...
I don't think you're going anywhere with this.
Yeah, I am going somewhere. In one of Ariana Grande's videos, they were talking about how he had a huge penis. And so then in this special... he brought that up, and he was actually pretty bummed out that she even did that. And you're like, well, that sounds like a compliment, but he was actually really depressed because he said it's really not that big, and it just looks big in her tiny hands. And she goes, he's kind of brilliant because now any chick that he fucks is going to be disappointed for the rest of their life, thinking that he's got a huge penis and he doesn't necessarily do it. So I don't know what thing he's packing, but I think the whole thing is pretty funny. And if Ariana Grande's holding it, I'm sure it looks probably better than usual, so that's cool.
This is creepy. This has gone too far.
You fucking asked about all this shit.
I didn't ask about shit. All I know is that you were banging some. You were on an internet site hooking up with some chick that goes to Chinese buffets with an arm. With a baby arm, but a regular arm, and like, yeah, okay, that's my fault.
Hey, those were the old days, Tommy. I'm trying to make minor great again. What?
How long ago was that?
It was a long time ago.
What's a long time?
I don't fucking know.
It's a long time. Like 5 years?
It was like
10 years?
It was probably 15 years ago. Stop blowing in the fucking mic, you disgusting pig.
Dude, I'm not going to burp into the mic and not blow it in the mic. It makes no sense. Is there a Hawks game on
what? Yeah, the Hawks might be playing right now. They might not be over with. I thought it was like a 2 p.m. game. Let me see.
Fuck. We could have been drinking. Oh, it's over already. It was a Red Wings. Jesus Christ.
No. Red Wings was yesterday.
Yeah, it's yesterday. Oh, thank goodness. It's already over.
I thought there was maybe that was the 2 p.m. game. Yeah, they lost against Detroit. Detroit, I guess, is like the worst team in the league, and they lost against them. I mean, the Hawks were having a few good games. They were winning a few, but I mean, if we look at the standings here,
yeah.
Now we're at hockey talk. So the Hawks are still way fucking behind. Look at this shit.
No. I don't see nothing yet.
They're way over here, and they need to be way over here. So this is kind of a bummer. I was hoping they were going to pull through. I mean, they still have plenty of games left, but the other teams have to lose, and they have to win.
They probably have like 10, 20 days, maybe 14 games tops.
There's a lot of home games left. Check out this. See all that red?
How many games left? Maybe 14?
I don't know. There's a whole month of games. There's only like 4 or 5 this month away games. Everything else is home games. So they got that going for them. And as far as who they're playing, we got Anaheim, Detroit again, Edmonton, San Jose, St. Louis, Ottawa, Washington.
Yeah, it's about 14
I mean, it's all over the board. Montreal, that'd be kind of cool to go to. I've always wanted to see the Canadiens. Never seen them.
They're going for cheap as fuck right now.
I don't know. End of the season, Game like that, let's see. There's a button for tickets. Let's see how much the tickets could be. By the way, the last time we were talking about hockey was right before Lehner got fired or traded or whatever you want to call it. So we were already talking about that shit, and I'll be damned if he gets kicked off the team like the next day.
You are the Swami.
Salami. There's SROs for like 50. There's upper areas for 70. I mean, I'm cool with 300 level, but I don't know. I don't necessarily want to be like all the way at the fucking top. So 70 minimum for 300 level for that game.
A ticket?
Yeah, a ticket.
Fuck that.
It's a hockey game.
I'll give them $30.
Well, they'll give you nachos instead.
I'll stand there.
You can give them $30 and you'll get some nachos and some beer.
Really? I'll do that. I can stay? Done.
No, you can't stay.
If you give me nachos,
they're just going to
beer,
give those to you when you eat them outside, you cheap fuck.
What? I don't think that's going to work. How about you give me a better team and I'll give you $70? And until then, I'll give you nothing and hang out and you give me some nachos and some beer. It'll be all right.
Yeah, I bet Rocky Wirtz and his staff are excited to make that deal.
Well, I mean,
then again, Stan Bowman's deals
that's not
are
the worst,
probably...
That's not the worst deal I've heard of.
That's where I'm going with them.
There we
For
go.
a second, I thought about it. I'm like, well, Stan Bowman might be like, well, that sounds like a good idea.
I'm just saying, I didn't cost the Hawks
Nachos and
anything with my nachos and beer trade. You know how Panarin's doing? He's an fucking BP.
You know, I think Stan Bowman looks like Mac and Me. Do you remember that old movie with all the aliens?
No, I don't get
a bunch of naked aliens with big bug eyes. I've always thought he's looked like one of those aliens.
I don't care what a person looks like. I care what they do. And that person is stupid.
You know, it's funny.
Because the things he does is stupid. Not because of anything else.
I'm not judging him because he looks like an alien.
I just did.
He just happens to look like an alien. Well, I don't know what the hell they're going to do. I think they're going to sign Crow if they can get him for kind of cheap because of his injuries. I don't think he wants to leave. He's comfortable here, I believe. So
there was talk about him getting traded to Colorado just for a backup there. And I thought that there was a guy, I think he calls himself like something Hawk on YouTube. I like his analysis. And that was the best trade I saw coming in or going out before the trade deadline. Let him go, get another ring or another cup, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Good for him. And then he can come back and retire as a Hawk like everybody else does anyway. But, yeah, why would you keep the old man who's injury prone? Never was. I like Corey. He's a great fucking goalie when he's on, but when he's off, he's terrible. He's inconsistent as they get.
I don't think so.
Why would you keep him? He's always been inconsistent.
That's not true. His early years, I was not a big fan. Even after he won a cup, I was just like, okay, I'm still really not convinced.
Was that a sneeze?
Yeah, that was a sneeze.
Jesus.
She sneezes like Elf coughs. Wait, no, Elf sneezes too. Yeah, Melmacian sneezes there, like shook the whole house.
The old Elfer. Kate, Willie, the little boy.
I was going to go over who possibly might win the cup because the Hawks might not even make it to the damn playoffs. So St. Louis on the Western Conference is the top. St. Louis, Colorado, Dallas.
It'll be Colorado who wins. I hope.
Well, I don't want the fucking Blues to win ever again. Shout out to my cousin Daniel, who's a lifelong St. Louis Blues fan,
your cousin
and which is cool.
He's not real.
Hey man, if he wasn't my cousin, I'd be like, fuck the Blues. But
you know who lives in St. Louis? Walking, talking crackers. Not white, not a racial slur against white people, like literally crackers. If you ever see a person in
It
St.
sounds
Louis,
like a racial slur.
ask him to turn on his Z-axis 90 degrees. I guarantee you that motherfucker has no width. You know what I mean? It's height and wait. He has height and width, depth.
What the fuck are you talking
No depth.
about?
No fucking depth. That's all I'm saying. There's no depth in St. Louis.
What does this have to do with cracker-ass crackers?
Because crackers have no depth. Right?
You
They
mean...
have width and height, but no depth.
all right. So you could just say... You can call them coasters. I think that'd be also a funny thing to call white people. Fuck you, coaster. Something with... The verbiage of that, the phonetics of that word sounds harsher than cracker. Because cracker's always been a funny word. And they both sound kind of similar. Are you watching Japanese dancing videos over there?
Yeah, I am. All I do is sit here and watch non-pole dancers dance. I think it's pretty close to pole dancing. It's okay. I can just mute it. It doesn't matter. I can just look at it either way.
I'm not
I don't
against
understand.
Japanese dancing videos. But there's a time and a place for Japanese dancing videos, and now is not the time or the fucking place, Tommy.
When would there be?
When you're at home in the dark, alone.
There's all types of videos.
I had to make sure that I added the word alone to that sentence, because when you're home alone in the dark with other people, I'm not saying that's a bad thing either. You could have fun with people watching, I guess, one computer screen in the dark with a whole bunch of people.
Listen, man,
not my idea of a party.
The nomenclature for dancing is ridiculous.
There's the East. Boston's on top. I fucking hate the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Why? There's a lot of Cubs fans down there in Tampa Bay.
Because Florida's fucking stupid, that's why. Do I have to continue?
No.
Florida's not even a state.
It is a state of mind more than anything else.
State
It's
of
true.
mind. Well, if you can call some states of mind, Florida would be a nightmare.
I feel like these Just Dance videos don't have enough just turn the fuck around and shake your ass.
Well, they want you to tip. That's the problem these days, is everything that works for tips.
Strippers have been working for tips for longer than any dancing group of people ever.
But the thing about strippers is they will do the shaking ass thing before you tip them to entice you to tip them. And then go back in the champagne room where none of the things you want to go will go down.
They will. Just gotta pay them off.
For example,
My point is this. My point is, like, what is the point of learning dancing for most people? Like, unless you're going to become a cheerleader, who's doing this? Now, if I was running it,
what makes you think they're doing this for instructional purposes? They're doing it for entertainment, for
somebody
people to
made this
beat off
video.
to.
Maybe somebody made this video game for a reason.
I'm pretty sure everything women do nowadays with a camera on them is for people to masturbate to.
Wow. Everything? Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Whether it's a democratic debate or whether it's dancing for Japanese video game competitions.
Hey, this chick has a PhD in savagery and a minor in cringe.
Did she get it at the School of Hard Knocks?
School of Hard Knocks. You know what's weird is hanging out with chicks who work at fucking maximum security penitentiaries. That's weird, dude. 'Cause you know what they always worry about? Guys that jerk off on themselves. Always worried about that. That's an interview. I'll tell you. It's a good interview.
Who do you know hangs out with women that work at state penitentiaries?
Me. I know a guy who... I am that guy. Wait. I am that person. Who is that guy that I know? Do I know myself? I know myself.
The only people you hang out with are bartenders
It's true.
at bars.
It's true.
And
I'm not alone in that action, though.
you're not as much in friendly company as you are a patron of beers.
That's true. Tommy Buckets. That's what they call me.
I'm not saying they're not friendly to you. There is a friendship in the bartender. What's a bartender? What would be like, I guess.
Patron.
There's got to be a cooler name for that, like liquor drinker.
Patron. The patron.
Patron's stupid. That's a stupid name.
That's the best. That's the word they use.
But everybody can be a patron of something. You can't call them a drunk because that's like a timeline eventuality. Being drunk is a timeline eventuality.
But if you call them an alcoholic, they'll be offended.
Well, alcoholic is kind of like it's just a title. Anyway.
It's an honorific.
What about liquory? Bartender,
you know what
liquory.
You need to do? You need to create that fucking word. You need to push that word. You need to brand that word and make it more popular because everyone calls them patrons and nobody calls them fucking whatever the fuck you just said because I already forgot.
Well, that's because nobody's that innovative. Everybody's too lazy. Everybody's jerking off to fucking people dancing and giving them nickels.
Or people are just worried, or people already have a word for it. They call it patron and they move on.
Nobody wants to invent anymore, Tommy. We need a new crop of inventors.
Because we have a word.
Age.
We don't need to invent something that we already have. It's called patron. Bar patron. We already have it. You want to rebrand the word driver? Like, let's just think of drivers insulting.
But drivers only drive.
Programs. It reminds me of computers. This isn't computers. This is a fucking motor vehicle. Let's reword driver. Get to it, Minor. You'll be all right.
Liquory. Is that what I said? There's probably a better word than that. It almost sounds like licorice, which I don't like. And I don't like things that I don't like.
Nobody cares what you like. Nobody cares.
Fuck you.
Where's my button? Where's my fucking button?
Yeah, you're supposed to have a soundboard.
You're supposed to have the soundboard because you have the controller. Where is it at? Fucking hell. I made the soundboard and nobody's using it. It's so fucked. This is
waste
what they
your
do for
time.
me. Waste my time. Waste everything.
I'll go and bring it up and hope that the browser doesn't fucking crash because OBS sucks a dick.
Just use Google. Use Google Chrome.
I'm using Google.
You don't need to do it. I've already beat you.
But no one's going to be able to hear it.
I'm going to stick my microphone real close. You'll be all right. Let me hear this.
What the fuck is this?
No one cares. No one cares. No one gives a shit.
That's right. That was terrible.
Yeah, we got to redo those samples and make them tight. We made a soundboard.
No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit.
We're working on being able to set up, having the soundboard kind of animate behind us, which is why Tommy's sitting on a couch that's not really there because there's a green screen blanket laying on it.
Lou, check this out. Lou. No one cares. No one gives a shit.
Hey, email me that link.
No.
Yes,
Put the following in.
because then I can just have it play right through here.
TSAC dot itch.io/export-test.
Watch your big ass. Watch your big ass. Woo-wee. Fuck your condo. Fuck your condo. Fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that guy's face. Just go straight to Lou. Straight to Lou.
Yeah, I got to smooth out these sound files. They're either going to be super loud or not loud enough.
Lou is not going to be loud enough. It's going to be way too loud.
Do you
Soft.
promise?
That's nuts.
Yeah, we got to up his volume big time.
A lot.
I got like a Louisville slugger. This motherfucker hit home runs. This shit is like a tree trunk up in here.
It's like a tree trunk in
I
here.
believe that you don't think you're lying.
I believe that you don't believe you're lying.
You need to join the Guinness Book of World Records for something that I've never heard of and nobody else has either, ever. And why did that light just turn itself on? Is there somebody else in here? Am I about to be attacked?
So good.
Fuck them. He got angry and discouraged easily.
Fucking hilarious.
So good.
Yo, color blue, and bam, sex, right?
Bam, sex, blue, yeah.
All right, we'll stop playing those because we need to work on the volume of those.
A lot.
Well, that soundboard's going to be so
Nobody
good.
gives a fuck.
It's
Nobody
a good
gives a
start,
shit.
Tommy.
Nobody cares.
That's because everybody's too
Nobody
busy
gives a
jerking
shit.
off to dancers. People are crazy nowadays. Like, people are jerking off to things that aren't even porn anymore. It's like it's come
Everything
full
is
circle.
porn. Everything is porn, dude.
It's come full circle. So now people will pay money to watch a girl not get naked or dance with clothes on. Back in the day, you just, obviously there's the days of scramble porn, which no one even understands anymore because it's been so long. Quick story, kids. Back in the day with cable, you could try to watch porn channel was kind of scrambled because you didn't buy it. But you can kind of see every now and then someone would it would flash and something would be going on. It was a fun thing we liked to do when we were younger. You could hear it, obviously.
I could jerk off to it still.
Well, the sound is my favorite part. That's just me. And then there's light, like a soft core porn was going on. And then you could find that a little easier after a while on certain cable channels. And then now we're at this stage where you can pretty much watch anything you want at any time for free. But I think people are trying to dial it back to less, because things have gotten so off the rails. People trying to outdo themselves, and there's only so many things you can do before you run out of ideas or start doing gross shit. So I think people now are going back to not as far as the Amish go, where they're just wearing dresses and showing a knee, but people are doing things now where it's just not as intense. And they're paying for it, which I don't fucking get at all. I tried paying for some things recently, and it completely backfired. What are you watching? Oh, I know what he's watching. He's watching Sweet Anita. Is that her name?
It's creepy.
Isn't that what her name is?
I think this is a chick who has figured out that she can take advantage of her mental illness.
Yeah, there's this girl,
She may not even
Sweet__ Anita, that has Tourette syndrome. She's very cute, and I think she's Australian, which is also very cute.
I think she's British.
I think she's Australian.
Hope she
Whatever
does.
she is, she's fucking adorable, and she
When
makes
she
these.
catches coronavirus,
I can't even make those popping sounds like if I wanted to. Pop, pop. She does it so fucking fast, and it's like a perfect little sound. It sounds like a text. You get a little text sound. Watch her shit. I just found them today.
she's
Thank
full
you,
of
Tommy.
nonsense.
And I'm probably gonna be jerking off to that now.
Nice.
I'm not gonna pay her.
At least you got something out of it.
And if any sex workers are watching and you get mad because people don't pay for things, well, it's because there's a supply and demand problem. And if it comes to a point where the supply is changing with the demand, or you have a good that is worth more than just watching a tiny low-res version on
There's
a free
no good.
website.
It's all services. There's no actual good there.
Well, thanks.
You're not taking it out of anybody. Are you carving a vagina out of a person? Is that what we're doing? With a knife? Because if you are, I need to know.
I'm not a butcher, Tommy.
I would hope. Well, yeah,
I'm a
would be
hopeless romantic.
good. A butcher would be good for that.
Anyway,
I
if
know
you
a
want to
dude
pay
who's
for
a butcher.
porn,
I wonder if you could
go
do
ahead. I tried it and I thought it was stupid and I got robbed. I spent a decent amount of money too.
I wonder,
I just
what parts of an animal could you cut out and just put it in a fleshlight, and it would be better than the plastic?
What?
Is that is that bestiality? I'm just asking. I don't know if what I just said was was a felony. It wasn't personal. I'm just saying, like, if you just cut, why would you buy a fleshlight? Just get a butcher, cut that parts out, and put it in a fucking flashlight. Yeah. Why? How is that not better than plastic?
Well, this conversation took a dark ass turn. So, are you saying that you went and or not you personally, but someone could
I would never do this.
mutilate an animal and then replace its genitals with fake genitals?
Okay, so what's a fleshlight go for right now? I'm just asking. Let's find out.
I don't know how much they cost, but I've seen.
I need another beer. Official fleshlight, number one male sex toy in the world. Give me a minute. I'll be right back, boys. It's taking a little bit longer than it should because we're doing too many things. Hey, it's Mia. What's her face? The chick who can do the upside down thing. Yeah, it's okay.
Well, like Mia Khalifa.
No, the other one.
I don't know any more Mias. A black one. Well, great. Now it's just me. Welcome to the Minor Show. Now this is where shit gets real. Conversation piece number 1 on the Minor Show is
the Black Bear Show. I got no keys. How do I open it?
and that has been the Minor Show. Thank you. Good night. And I had the thing is over there. Go to the counter, take an immediate left, and it's hanging up. I'm just teaching Tommy how to open a beer. It's his first beer. You know, I thought about the other day how many beers I probably have drank in my life. Let me see if I can just calculate this real quick. I won't just say beers. I'm trying to do a calculation of how many drinks I probably have drank. Because I think it's an astronomical number, but maybe not really. Okay, let's say, on average, if I drink...
There's a boss level, huh? Oh, they're trying to make it seem like it's a video game.
Let's be real conservative with the number first. So let's say 2 drinks a day. And it's how many days in a year? 365?
Usually. But this one, I think it's 366.
So that's 1,825 drinks a year. And I've been drinking for a long time.
A fleshlight's going to cost you 70 bones.
Even if I just say since 21.
And then you got
That's
flesh
basically
lube, which is
20 years.
About
Let's just say
22 bones.
Let's say fucking. All right. So, if I say 2 drinks a day for 21 years, I'm going to be 40 years old, by the way. That's 38,325 alcoholic drinks. 38,325. Now, where I think this can get skewed, and I think the number's higher than this, is because, I mean, I drink something every day, whether it's wine or if it's beer or it's liquor or something. And I heard they just came out with alcohol tablets. I might just start drinking those too.
So Asa Akira is 80 bones.
$80 for a
fleshlight.
And we're looking this up. Why?
Because, okay, it's plastic, right?
Oh, yeah, because you want to insert it into an animal for some reason.
No, not into. Take it out of and then replace with.
What?
I have plastic, yes. I have a butcher, yes. Have the butcher take the plastic out and fill it with flesh.
Oh, you want to make a real fleshlight out of real flesh?
Yeah. Bestiality style.
Rotting animal flesh?
I mean, there's got to be a way
I
to
want you
preserve
just
it.
go to the fucking grocery store, buy yourself 2 steaks, and then make a fuck sandwich out of it.
Right. Yeah, but if you preserve it with like jerky, it would be all hard and old.
Some jerky is even hard to eat.
Yeah, I've had that.
I can't imagine.
I just chipped
fucking
a tooth
jerky.
the other day on some bad bacon jerky. Who the fuck jerky's bacon? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a piece of my tooth.
Hey, I just bought, I think it's Jack Link's, has like bacon jerky, which is essentially just bacon in a bag. That shit is a game changer. I will never
is
be
Flesh
hungry
Jack?
ever again.
There's products for gay men too. They nail all their bases, sir.
Well, oh, you mean like instead of it? Well, I know there's like anal holes, which is like a smaller hole.
Yeah, but
on the
that's
fleshlight.
for also straight men. Flesh Jack, Turbo, and a machine.
I don't get it. What would be the difference? It's just a hole made out of rubber. I mean, like
lumber, yeah.
like the one they'll model like vaginas on like the front of it to look like porn stars' vaginas, which that sounds even more disgusting because some of those porn stars' vaginas, they've just been beaten like a side of beef in Rocky
Right.
2.
They have been.
So like, why the fuck would you want to look at that and be like, well, can't wait to fuck this fake, disgusting pussy?
$80, dude. Pay up front. Flashlight fights, though.
You know what I
Man,
want to
she's
bang?
still dancing.
I want to
Let her
get one of
dance.
those Gwyneth Paltrow candles that smell like her pussy and fuck that candle. That's what I want to do.
Cool. She's been dancing for a while, dude. She's got 45 subs in the last couple hours, maybe 2 hours. What is it? 45 subs is what, like 100? What is it? $10? It's $100? I don't know how to do math. 45 times 2.5.
Take a picture of this chick. I want to see it.
You can just pull it up.
Take the phone. Take
Hold
the
on,
picture.
I'm doing math.
Give me the phone.
Yeah, she made $112 today.
Now, how did you figure that out?
It's $250 a month, right? It's not really. It's just her tits anyway.
Okay.
It's $250 a sub, right? Because Twitch takes half. And then, so like,
Hold on. What does that even mean? Like, so we're already watching her. So why would you have to subscribe to it?
you don't have to. People choose to because they
What?
want things.
All right. So going back to what I was saying to before, how people are trying to kind of dial back and enjoy more erotica or other things that are not necessarily pornography to get off to. And then, why pay for whatever, because most of it's free anyway and there's an oversaturated market. So why would you just give this chick money for no fucking reason at all? Just hang
It's not
around.
no reason. You've enjoyed watching her dance for a while now. By that theory, why would you tip anybody at a bar? Why would you tip a bartender?
Because they're working.
Right. She's working.
No, she's not.
It's work. She's dancing, playing a game. Listen, man, playing Ghouls and Ghosts is a fucking job. Aqueous wins that game a lot. Zallard can put a blindfold on his face and beat Mike Tyson's punch out. That's a job. That's work. Fuck you. He's a better person than everybody you know, and me, and you. Can you put a blindfold on and beat Glass Joe?
I never even beat Mike Tyson's punch out.
That's pathetic. You are pathetic.
It's impossible.
I hope you get fucked in your mouth. Damn. I'm sorry, dude. That was a little far.
How about we go buy a Nintendo and we'll fucking watch you play it?
I'll play it. I can
beat the whole game and
I
beat
can
Tyson.
beat the game. I can't beat it blindfold though.
I mean, if I was doing an emulator on my computer, I could probably beat him. I should hope I can beat him because you could just keep reloading after you've done a perfect few sets of
Yeah,
punches.
but you don't learn. You're notorious for not listening or learning. You will beat your head into that wall. I know you. You're like, this is how I beat him. I'm not going to look up a guide. I'm not going to learn. I'm not going to improve. And the head just gets more and more broken.
And yet I succeed.
At what?
I fucking kill everything.
You know how you succeed? You get hang out with this chick. On her time, not your time. Her time.
She could definitely afford me to buy me Denny's because she's got 250 subscribers paying her money so they can watch her dance.
I can watch her dance for free. And let me tell you, she's worth the money. I'm glad she's making her money.
Hey, good for her. I ain't gonna knock her for that.
Good
I'm
for
glad she's making money. Good for you, chick. You shake your tits and you make that money. But I ain't paying for it. Fuck that. But then again, I also don't get off on just watching chicks dance. I enjoy it. I'll watch some chicks dance,
Did
especially
you get
if
off
they...
on watching chicks in pain?
No.
Just checking.
I mean, every now and then it'd be kind of cool.
I was just asking for a friend.
But that's not my usual go-to. It's an uncommon enjoyment.
Thank God.
Crying, I enjoy that more.
Wow.
Not necessarily getting beat around or thrown around.
Why are they crying, Miner?
Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
I didn't come there to find out why they're crying.
So you don't want to see them get punched, but after they get punched and they're crying, it's okay? I'm with it.
Well, it's kind of like when you get a hot dog. You don't know what happened to make that hot dog. If you knew, you'd probably want to spit it out real fast.
Best answer ever. Seriously, best answer ever.
Hot dogs are also very good.
Yes, they are. Beating a chick, also very good.
Weird transition of
Total
topics.
logic.
Eat meat. And the people that don't eat meat want you to eat fake meat. They don't want to eat fake meat. They want you to eat fake meat. Keep eating meat because we're people and we can eat things.
Yeah.
When it comes down to just being a
go.
person and sucking up and destroying
explain
everything.
to you how you're supposed to live.
Yeah.
This is how he.
Don't be ashamed of everything that you do. Sure, being
This
a
is what they
person
call preaching.
ruins the planet, even the smallest level, and most of it is on a grand level. Just being a regular person and trying to be a good person, eating, drinking, whatever you're doing. If you're just doing that, you're ruining the planet.
Good God.
So don't feel shame.
He's still going.
Just do it. But try to be a better person knowing that you're a bad person.
The duality of man.
Mm-hmm.
You know how hard it is to get. They say it's what, like half a gram of half a gram of protein per pound of body weight
I don't know.
per day. If you're trying to fucking be, it's between 1/2 a gram and 75% of a gram.
I eat meat until the meat is gone.
Right, but you don't. What I'm saying is, if you're an athlete, you're supposed to do 0.5 to 0.75 grams of protein a day per body weight pound. So if you weigh 200 pounds minimum, you're supposed to eat 100 grams of protein a day. You know how expensive and how difficult that is if you're not doing synthetic protein or like bean protein or something like that? Like steak. How many ounces of steak is that a day? It's ridiculous.
I recently got bashed on Twitter, which is my handle is rustedshut1 because some motherfucker took rustedshut a long time ago
Makes sense.
and refuses to give it up. And they don't even fucking post on it.
Why would they?
Pisses me off. So twitter.com
Okay,
slash
so-
rustedshut1. And the vegans fucking hate me because I happen to retweet a
What's 200
pile of
grams?
fake food that they were eating.
What's 250 What's 250 grams in ounces?
There's calculators for those kinds of things. You're just trying to find out how much vegetable protein someone would need to consume to
I was
make
trying
it
to figure
equivalent.
out like how many steaks you had to eat to be 200 pounds.
I mean, I could save you a calculation if
8.8. So that's an 8-ounce steak. That's almost a 9-pound. That's almost a 9-ounce steak, and all you're getting is 62 grams of protein. So I'm like 215, 220, some shit like that, because I'm fat as fuck. But if I was working, you know what I mean, like I should be, I'd have to eat 2 8-ounce steaks a day. What's an 8-ounce steak going to cost me? There's no way in fuck all I'm eating animal protein and keeping up with this. There's no way. No way. No way. Plus, on those two, excuse me, I'm way over on my fats. Way over on my fats. But let's just pretend for a minute I'm okay on fats. I'm way over on my cholesterol. I got no iron. I'm not up to my... See, this ain't gonna work, dude. You gotta do the animal protein. You cannot do the animal proteins. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. You cannot do animal proteins. There's no way. You gotta do the whey protein, the bean protein, something like that.
So you're saying you're not getting enough protein by eating meat? What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, if you're on a serious like athlete diet, if I'm eating half my body weight in grams of protein, there's no way I could either A, afford, B, in any way do it healthily. No way. You can't. I mean, vegans, they're not off. You know what I mean? These non-animal proteins. I'm not saying don't enjoy a steak. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, this is not practical. This is ridiculous. You couldn't do that. What the fuck is cobblin anyway? I don't know what that is.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Tuna. That's what I'm talking about. I like some fish.
Fish is good.
Fish is real good.
Fish can also be very bad.
Yeah, it's got too much of the thing in it.
Eat animals.
I don't know about that.
Eat them. Raise them, feed them,
When
nurture
was the
them,
last time you
and
hunted an
eat
animal
them.
anyway? Do you hunt?
I don't hunt. I'd like to,
No.
but I don't have the resources to buy hunting gear and hunting weapons and
It's not
hunt.
hard. It's not that expensive.
Well, then you buy me the fucking gear and I'll go do it.
Give me a couple $100.
A couple $100. That's gonna give me some boots. I need the.
You know what's good hunting is duck hunting. Duck hunting is really easy. It's really cheap. All you gotta do is get waders, get in the water.
Fishing is much more accessible for me because it's cheaper.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I'd like to go on like a decent hunt. Yeah, I've been putting money toward other things, and when I have some throwaway money, that's what I'd like to do. Because I think hunting is very important.
Most hunters have more than one weapon. So if you get in with a hunter and he's got a spot, like if you know a guy who's got a piece of land.
The problem with that is you have to train with the weapon. I can't just be like, okay, give me the gun.
I mean, it's
You
not
know,
that
you
hard.
have to have it. You have to know how to use it and take it apart and clean it and train with it before you go on site, because you're going to miss, and the animal's going to run away.
You can't. I mean, if you miss with an AR-15, you're fucked up.
You can miss with anything. I missed with all kinds of weapons before that I thought were straight, because sometimes weapons just don't fucking line up right, or sometimes they just feel weird.
You got a 3-round burst though, dude. You'll be all right. The bigger problem with hunting is the dressing. You know, cleaning them,
Dressing.
field dressing them, getting the guts out so you can carry them.
Well, yeah, that's a big deal.
That's more problematic.
I'm a big fan of Steve Rinella and his show Meat Eater. which is a very great and relaxing show about murdering animals and eating them, and also cooking them correctly. Steve Rinella is an amazing man, and if you have something to watch or you're looking for something to relax you, that's the fucking show to go watch. Meat Eater. And this is also very important to watch if you don't eat meat, so you can have a bit more of an idea what real hunting is about. This is coming from someone that does not hunt, but that's obviously real hunting. So check it out and realize it's not only about just eating meat, even though you don't want people to eat meat. It's about sometimes going and finding an animal and putting it out of its misery because it's old and it's going to get eaten by another animal, ravagely destroyed. It's also about sometimes covering the population of animals. What are you looking at like that for?
Let him go. Let him go. He's on a fucking roll, boys.
It's important shit. People need to watch that shit.
Yeah.
Some people think it's too brutal or whatever. They gotta.
You don't do.
Well,
just get off. Just get all your high horse shit out of the way.
I'm not on any high horse. I'm just saying people should watch that shit. I can tell all people all kinds of things they should do.
Yeah,
For example, they should watch the Ken Burns series Jazz. If you're an American,
I'm gonna watch this fucking chick dance. Let me know when you're done, son.
okay, I'm not done yet. Other things people should do. Watch the Ken Burns documentary series called Jazz. It's about the history of American jazz for the last 80 so years, almost 100 years. And it's fucking amazing. It's very, very long, and sometimes it can be boring, but man, when you get through it, you get this whole new impression of all the great things that these American people, especially people that are either down with oppressed lives, poor lives, and they found ways to make beautiful music. And man, it starts from the beginning of American jazz, goes through so many different waves, and it's like a short amount of time how all that stuff evolved and how it got so precise and amazing. Like it's amazing shit, and there's a lot of amazing music you'll never have heard before because that shit doesn't get played anywhere except for in movies, basically, or if I'm breaking copyright and I'm playing it myself. Ken Burns Jazz, fucking awesome. Thank you, Ken Burns. Thank you, everybody that worked on that, and thank you all those musicians that made that great music. All right, I'm done now, motherfucker.
I was tired.
We are now at 57 minutes, Tommy.
You know what
I'm
I saw
kinda
last
getting
night? The other night was
Let's eat some meat.
I'm into some meat. You hungry?
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry too.
I had a gyro skillet this morning. It was awesome. Gyro skillet, eggs, runny eggs, running over that gyro meat and that feta.
I watched TJ Dix, who's number one.
I don't know what that is.
That's a man who's number one. He was playing Ninja Baseball Batman, and I need to find that video.
Ninja Baseball Batman's a very funny phrase to me.
That is a great game. Ninja Baseball Batman. You can play the Galloping Ghost Arcade. But yeah, I'm hungry. We can go back to Maxim's and get some more food at Maxim's.
Eat at Maxim's in Maryville, Indiana. Is that considered Maryville?
Yeah, it's Maryville. Where else would it be?
I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah, we could close the stream down, get some food, come back, hopefully with Davy Jones. Or Lou.
Play us a sample to take us on out.
Play us a sample?
Yeah, soundboard sample.
Do your thing.
Oh, I get to do it?
I mean, you're the one that's connected. Remember,
Fuck
TJ
fest.
Dix, number one.
Fuck fest. Girthy.
Girthy.
Go ahead. God damn it. God diggity.
Yeah, that. God,
People can't hear over you talking. Shut the fuck up.
Be like, I don't know. I don't give a fuck if you live on a lake. I don't think you're listening. I believe that you don't think you're lying. How is it pretty? He was putting this together. He got angry and discouraged easily. Like, you know what? I'm starting to think that that's all people really want to do. Interrogative minds wants to know. Laugh, laugh, laugh.
All right. See you guys. I'm turning this shit off. Good night.